guys, and welcome to this episode of Bad Idea Bros. So in the last episode you would have seen us attempting to get Josh's scoot ready to go. Turned into a bit of a bigger problem than we were expecting, and I think we finished the episode saying that we're going to need a parts bike. So that's where you join us today. Josh managed to find and purchase a complete parts bike.
Yes, it does look complete. There's a couple of bits missing off it. Maybe not missing. I think they're there, just not on it. So
I'm pretty green into this. I haven't seen the bike. I don't really know anything about it. Josh sent me a message saying, "Hey man, I've got a bike. Let's go and get it." Obviously in the van, so we've got room to get it. So that's where you join us now, guys. We're just heading out West Canterbury way.
Yeah, about there.
About there. So we've been driving for a little bit now. Just giving an update of what's happening, and we will see you with the bike if the seller allows us to film there. If not, we will catch you back up when the bike's in the back. Alright guys, we've just shown up at the guy's place that we were picking the parts bike up from. He's not keen for us to film, which is totally fine. Completely understand that. So we're going to get the bike now, and we'll cut back to you as soon as we have it loaded into the car. Well guys, as you can see, we got it. So Josh now owns two Honda Nifty 50s.
Two not running Nifty 50s.
True. One red, one blue.
We could mix match the old fairings on that.
To be honest, this one actually looks in pretty good condition. It's got the carburetor off of it, and there's a few bits and pieces that aren't connected, which we knew was the case, but it's complete. So we now should have enough donor parts to get yours back going into one piece, really.
For sure, and with any luck, you know, a lot of the bits that go straight in are all in perfect working order. And
I think going forward the plan with this will be to basically just, we might take the carburetor, well actually the carburetor's off your bike, so we might just put the carburetor straight onto this motor. We'll give it a little bit of an inspection and make sure it's okay. Chuck 12 volts at it, put a bit of fuel into it, and see if we can't get it running. If it runs, then I don't think we really need to tear it down. We'll just
I think that's a good idea.
Yep. So guys, we now have about an hour's driving to get back to Christchurch, and we'll get this back to Josh's place. So the next time you see this, we will be pulling apart this one and trying to get Josh's bike back together.
Donoring it to another bike.
True.
Spiders in from Darfield.
Well guys, what I was going to say is that was successful until Josh started collecting the spiders that came with this bike for free.
My bad.
I will flip the camera around and show you what we've got. Alright guys, so another Nifty 50 for the collection, another red one. It's a bit rusty, it's been sitting for a little while, but it's complete. So it should give us all the parts we need to get Josh's blue one running. So how do you feel about your purchase, man? You're now owner of multiple Nifty 50s.
Well, considering my two only cost the same amount as your one, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Valid. However, mine does start and run.
Give mine time.
No, just taking the piss, guys. We are kind of getting a collection of these things now, though, so we'll get this unloaded and tuck it away, and you will see us working on this shortly. Well guys, we are back into it. It's a little bit grey and threatening some rain, but we think we've got enough time to pull this red one down. The plan to today is basically just try and see if this one's going to start.
I reckon we'll try and get it to start. If it does start, at least that we know we can just swap the whole lot over into my bike and get that going. If not, we'll just have to take bits and pieces and
make one good bike out of two.
Frankenstein it, I guess.
Alright guys, we're going to get into this before the rain comes.
So that makes it a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, so we've noticed that none of the plastics or anything are actually bolted down, as you can see by those gaping holes in the side of this thing. So is there actually any bolts at all on it?
Well, there's not one on the seat, so no, I imagine there's not enough holding this bike together to actually ride it if we did get it going.
Oh shit. Okay, so no. How did
Bit
this?
of repairs as well.
Oh yeah.
Not too bad.
That's actually not bad.
Someone's
yeah.
done a professional job on that.
How did this not fall to pieces in the back of the van when we came back?
Some might say you're a careful driver, but
I'd say luck.
I disagree.
Alright guys, so that's what we're after in this one, the little power plant. It is a bit rusty and a bit corroded looking, but it's hopefully...
That's only on
should
the
be alright.
outside.
Exactly, it's the insides that matter on this one, and
Still turns freely.
yeah, feels...
That's the rear drive gear probably.
That'll
be
so
coil.
the plan is basically throw 12 volts on it.
Basically, yeah, we'll see if she cranks over.
There's no carburetor on it though, so...
No, there isn't. We'll probably have to spray something down there to hopefully get it going. It's not... yeah, it's connected to the oil
yeah,
tank.
it does have the oil. So that little gem is where the fuel goes in from the carburetor normally. So if we spray a bit of fuel or a bit of carby start or something, yeah, just to see if we can get this thing to fire off. Does it have a coil? I don't see.
No, it doesn't.
No.
We'll get the other one off the other bike to put on this for now anyway.
Alright, that's fine. Alright, let's get into it. So what we're doing here, guys, is a bit of a Frankenstein fix. We've
really is.
gotten the coil sense wires and jammed it into this coil, which I think is from a CG Honda or something. I
Something
can't
like
remember.
that. Honestly, this is not the correct one for these, but I got it off the blue one, and I'm sure it'll work.
It'll be fine then.
It'll spark.
It's
That's the
totally
main
fine.
thing.
We've got the trusty Motorbat battery again, not a sponsor, just a good battery, and have Jerry rigged up the dodgiest jump cable you've seen in your life, but it should theoretically be enough to...
I might need to hold that there and hopefully not get belted by it.
Wow.
As well as holding the wire from that already broken fuse to the battery
While
you crank. If
Excellent.
I get electrocuted, it won't be the first time from a coil. So
It's not enough to really do any damage.
oh, that's holding there now. I'll try and get that on.
This is not going to end well, people.
Oh, it's getting there. I've run out.
Tantalisingly close. I have just noticed, guys, and I'll see if I can get the camera at the right angle so you can see. There's a bit of a wet patch forming under the... there we go, there's a drip under the motor. Could be a crank seal on that end, but is that fuel? Oh, well, it can't be fuel. Is it CRC?
Yeah.
Is it water?
I think it's mixed with a bit of stuff, to be honest. No, that smells a lot like the brake cleaner, but it's a little bit... It's slippery, like it's got oil in it.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
Well,
two-stroke motor might have a bit sitting in the bottom.
heck, man, this thing's like actually turning over pretty nicely, so I would genuinely like to see if it's going to do anything else. So close.
It is, should have
We've got spark though, eh? But it sounds like it's throwing sparks.
Well, it popped before. Should we... Oh, look how much is pouring out the bottom now.
Well,
Because it could not be sucking it right through up into
Yeah.
the top of the piston because of that.
I'd say so. My educated guess would be that this is good enough to proceed with, but that leak at the bottom of the motor.
Most likely out of the crank seal,
Yep.
which... Oh, no, it could be something. No, it should be the crank seal. That'd be the only open bit in there through to the engine.
I imagine so.
So in saying that, there's a good gap between the bottom and where the crank seal is. So that could be pretty full. Pretty full of whatever we've just been spraying in there, which is a good mixture of
nice
brake
concoction
clean
of
and petrol.
It's all flammable.
So if it didn't start from that, I don't think it would start right now. But
I think the best plan of action, this is turning over nicely. So if we pull the top end off of this one,
yeah, well, I mean, we've got the bottom end
Yeah,
this is
so-
good, and the other one, I think, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
take that top off. It should be in pretty good condition. It's cranking pretty freely, so.
Yeah. All right, well, that's the plan,
Good,
guys. We will proceed with tearing down the red one to put the blue one back together.
Let's do that.
Alrighty, so you've seen us pull that down. It's now time to pull the top off and hope for the best in regards to condition. So
Yeah.
you can see there's a lot of schmutz coming out of the exhaust there. That's basically straight brake clean that we were using trying to get this to fire off. And
On the bright side, it does look like it's cleaning out a lot of the carbon from inside the motor.
there's always a bright side. Alright, Josh, do the honours. Let's see what we're looking like. So that'll be at the top end.
Just the top. That's pretty
That's
clean.
pretty decent, yeah.
Good spark plug in it as well.
Alright, that's a start. Now the...
Copper gasket, even better.
I don't know if your last one had a gasket on it.
It did, but it was just a
Just
steel
rubbish.
one.
Let's hope for a good slug. Let's not break that gasket.
Nope, that's come off all right.
The sleeve is coming out. Excellent.
Oh,
That's a good looking piston.
and rings by the look of it.
They actually don't look too bad at all. There's the gasket out of the road. What's the sleeve?
Yeah, no, that's had a bit of fluid going through it.
Guys, that is in really good condition, which is a bonus. It looks a bit rusty and yuck on the
A
outside,
little
but
gouge there, but that's no biggie.
the inside's what's important. I would say that's a win. And the piston itself looks really good. The rings are in good shape. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pop the piston head off of the conrod and use that piston head with that sleeve and that cylinder head, I guess, or top end.
Well, yeah, we might as well keep this all together at least. It's all warped into the right position for itself.
It's not really the highest strained of motors, the W50, but
Gotta
hopefully,
got to do everything right because something can go catastrophically wrong at any point.
as was proven with your last motor.
Yeah.
But hopefully the top end and the piston out of this one, guys, should be exactly what we need to get Josh's motor going, which is the next step. That pin's coming out nicely, man.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I only need to push it.
Yeah, look at
There
that.
we go. That's good because these the skirts on these pistons are so thin. I don't want to damage it. Make sure that bearing doesn't fall into the middle.
Alright, pin's out.
No, that's staying in the conrod nicely.
Happy days. Oh man, that bearing.
Oh,
Actually, I wonder
God,
if this had like a new slug and stuff put in
I
it.
wouldn't be surprised, eh? Or maybe how many Ks has it done? It says doesn't.
It doesn't. Ah, this is an 85. So
Oh,
it
true, it
doesn't
doesn't.
have a counter on it. Yeah.
Doesn't really have much, does it?
Doesn't need much. Well, successful. So we've got the new piston head here. The rings look exceptionally good, if the camera will focus. There we go.
They do, yeah.
The pin's in good condition, and the bearing is in really good condition. Look at that, there's minimal wear on the top as well. A little bit of carboning,
Yeah. Just do a little scrape off on that, or sand off, and should be away laughing. Just gotta, when we put this all back in, make sure it all locks back
Yeah.
into where it's meant to be.
but we are definitely on a winner here.